So welcome back. Today we are going to learn about two very important parts of data preprocessing, data integration and data reduction. So I will explain everything with examples that are very easy to imagine. So let's begin. So first thing is data integration. So data integration simply means putting data from different places into one place, different places into one place. Imagine you are having information about students in three different files. For example, just think of. So one file of there has names, one file has names, and another file has marks, and another file has attendance. So we are having three different files. All these files are about the same student but stored separately. So what we do? So we bring everything together and make them as one file. We combine and make them as one file, one final file. Okay. This process is called data integration. Okay. Simple example. So if you let us take a simple example, suppose file one has Ravi, okay, Ravi ID 10 and Sita same ID 11. So file 2 has, for example, ID 10 85, ID 11 92, and file 3 has ID 10 90%, ID 11 95%, let's say. So it is tough to learn for a machine learning model. So what we do, we combine those results for, because ID 10 ID 11 is common in everywhere and ID 10 represents Ravi and ID 11 represents Sita. We combine them and we write in one file. So now all the information is in one place, right? So this is much easier for a machine learning model to use. That is why data integration is very important. So why we need to do data integration? Data is usually stored in different files, right? So names of columns may be different, but the same person may appear many times. These are the complexities. That is why we need to integrate the data. Machine learning requires complete unified data. So data integration help us to create one clean final data set, or it makes data organized. That is what about data integration. So the problem solved in data integration. So data, different names of the same column. If you look here, DOB, date of birth, all mean the same, but integration makes them one. For example, I will make them as DOB. That's it. Okay. So this makes the model to learn easier. Conflicting the data. For example, one file Ravi's age is 20. Okay, for example, Ravi's age is 20. If you see here, and in another file Ravi's age appears as 21, we will validate and we'll choose the most correct one. And the other thing is, some students appear twice slightly different names. For example, Ravi and Ravi Kumar, same person having two different names. So we will merge them. That is what about data integration. Now moving on to another important one, data reduction. So data reduction includes why we use data reduction. So data reduction means reducing the amount of data but keeping the important information. We will reduce some data but we will keep important information. For example, I am having a file consisting of attendance, marks, for example, what we say, another other thing, I can also say some other things, some other information about male, female, or some other information about weights, heights, etc., etc. But as a class teacher, I want only the attendance. So what I do, I will remove all other factors and I will only keep the important ones. That is what we do in data reduction. Okay. So imagine if you are having a data set with 100 columns, but your model only needs 10 of them. That is nothing but important 10. So instead of using all 100 columns, we will keep the useful ones. So this makes the model faster, simpler and more accurate. That is why we require data reduction. Now why we need data reduction? So we use data reduction because too much data slows down the model. If I want only 10 columns but the data file has 100 columns, my model becomes slow, right? So many columns are not needed, unnecessary. Extra data creates noise. Less data makes learning faster. It saves memory and time. That is why we require data reduction. So say there are some types of data reduction. First one is feature selection. So choosing only important columns and removing useless ones. For example, from 50 features we only required 10 important ones. So that is nothing but we are reducing the data, right? So another one is sampling. We use sampling using a smaller portion of the data instead of whole data set. For example, I need to test whether rice is boiled or not. So I can't check every rice item, right? I will from the whole cooked rice I will take one or two samples and check whether they are cooked or not. Same way the sampling is also done. So instead of checking all the rows, they will only take some rows and this will be used for training, and still our model gives the good results. That is what about sampling. Another thing is nothing but aggregation. Aggregation name itself has the answer. Combining data to make it smaller. Instead of keeping daily sales, we combine them into weekly or monthly sales. Okay, that is what about aggregation. Now dimensionality reduction. This is very important topic. I will make a big video on this. So this means combining many related columns into fewer columns. So many to few. That is what about data reduction. For example, 30 related features are there. Okay, I will convert them into 5 important features, but keep the most of the information. I won't delete the information that is most required. I will keep that information, but I will convert it into 5 features. Okay, that is what about dimensionality reduction. Thank you. If you are having any doubt, let me know in the comment section.